Scott MacDonald was a wee guy in one respect alone, his height. Otherwise he was big, in heart, in appetite for life, and when the occasion required, in mouth. Scott's bigness of heart showed itself to all of us in 1,000 ways. Each of us now realises that we've lost someone who cared for us and who listened for our answer to his question, "How are you?" We all know how few are the people in our lives who really listen for the answer to that question. His genuineness made even his little gestures of concern for us into significant moments. In one respect, therefore, the monument to his memory exists already in our hearts. In another respect, a literal monument to him exists in this very building around us. As a trustee of Waverley Care Trust, a director of Frontliners and SAFE, Scott was highly influential in the construction design, nursing policies and management of this, Scotland's first and only AIDS hospice. As a member of the design committee, it wasn't just his nursing experience that informed his decisions, but crucially his experience as a consumer of health services. He was determined, and as we all know, when Scott was determined, he might as well give up all opposition. Determined to make sure that Milestone House respected every individual as a resident, not a patient. So every design feature had to pass Scott's critical beady eye. Did it keep the building's domestic feeling? Did it allow for privacy for residents? Was it too medical? That remorseless, relentless, often blunt, but always creative criticism is what helped to imbue what is, after all, only a building with a spirit which we all know to be unique here. Long before he died, the influence of Scott's spirit was felt in every corner of this building. Now that he's dead in body, we can be certain that part of his spirit will remain at work here for as long as it's needed. He was a nurse, and in olden, wiser days, he would simply have been called a healer. Then ancient Greeks had an honourable and respected elite profession called the wounded healers. These were talented carers who had themselves suffered some catastrophe, like blindness or loss of a limb. Their loss gave them a unique insight and wisdom in caring for others. Scott MacDonald was such a wounded healer. Like so many gay men in the midst of this Holocaust, he shouldered not just his own burden upon his small frame, but the burdens of dozens of his fellows. That, quite simply, made him one of my heroes. The fight against AIDS, against bigotry and for human dignity has lost one of its most valiant and sweetest champions. Let us at least never forget the wise lessons of the compassionate care he taught us. Goodbye, little hero. Goodbye, dear friend.